Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving right into a really beautiful, timeless lesson about how things actually grow. We live in a world that moves incredibly fast, but nature has its own rhythm. To really understand the true meaning of progress, we're going to explore a traditional microtale to pull out the core concepts of patience and hard work. Let's kick things off by looking at a pretty powerful question.
This quote absolutely hits the nail on the head regarding our modern struggle with wanting instant results. I mean, think about it. How often do we start a new project, a new fitness routine, or literally any new habit and just immediately want to see the final outcome? We check our progress obsessively. But as this question perfectly points out, the very act of constantly checking and interfering, that can actually destroy the delicate, hidden growth happening right beneath the surface.
Section 1. A Tale from Rajasthan. A story of a child and a seed.
To really get a grasp on this, let's transport ourselves to a vibrant village in Rajasthan. It's a place known for these vast sandy landscapes, where farming is, quite frankly, a profound act of hope. And here, we find a traditional microtale known as Tabarari Ekbat, which translates simply to a tale of a child. Our main character is a small boy living in this village. And like a lot of kids, he's got boundless energy, he's super mischievous, and he's highly impatient. One day, he decides he wants to be a farmer, just like the elders around him. So he heads out to the fields to plant a seed.
Section 2. The Impatient Farmer. The Rush for Results.
So let's dive into his journey. Picture this. He's got his seed, his little patch of soil, and a ton of enthusiasm. But he is missing one absolutely vital ingredient required for farming. And his actions brilliantly show us the absurdity of impatience. He enthusiastically plants the seed, which is the correct first step, right? But then, driven by this rushed, mischievous nature of his, he goes back every single day. And he doesn't just look at the dirt. No, he literally digs the seed back up to see if it started sprouting roots.
He was constantly, and I mean constantly, asking this frantic question. When will it grow? Every day he'd brush the dirt off the poor little seed, stare at it, demand to know why it wasn't a plant yet, and then shove it back into the ground. Without even realizing it, by obsessively checking for success, he was completely ruining the exact thing he was trying to nurture. That seed never had a single moment of peace in the dark soil to just do its invisible work.
Section 3. A Grandmother's Wisdom. The Secret of Dheeraj.
Now, if left to his own devices, our young farmer was never going to see a single green leaf. But then, enter his grandmother. She sees what this kid is doing out in a field and introduces a really critical grounding concept, Dheeraj. In simple English, we translate this to patience. But Dheeraj, it carries a real weight to it. It means a steadfast, calm endurance. By bringing up this word, she's intentionally trying to slow down his frantic, destructive pace.
She gently lays down the undeniable law of nature for him. She says, "Son, have patience. A seed takes time." She's pointing out the basic logic that was totally escaping him. If you uproot the seed every single day to look at it, growth becomes utterly impossible. The seed needs time in the dark. It has to be left alone to establish its roots before it can ever push through the surface.
Section 4. The Blooming Harvest. Shifting the approach.
So what's he going to do? Ignore her and keep digging? Or actually learn the lesson of Dheeraj? Fortunately, the boy listens. He totally changes his strategy. He completely stops touching the seed and abandons all that anxious digging. Instead, he shifts to patience and hard work. He starts providing water. He does the tedious, boring job of pulling out weeds around the spot. He finally gives the seed exactly what it needs: nourishment, a clear environment, and most importantly, time.
And because of this simple, consistent maintenance, magic happens. After some time passes, a beautiful, green harvest eventually sprouts and waves in the wind. Just imagine the stark visual contrast of bright green crops against that dry Rajasthan landscape. It is a magnificent sight of real progress. And his success doesn't go unnoticed. The whole village sees these lush green crops and comes out to cheer and praise the young boy for his amazing agricultural feat.
Right at this moment of triumph, the grandmother comes back to sum up this visible progress, and she gives us the ultimate takeaway. See? Only with hard work and patience do you get results. She's highlighting that true success, it isn't magic, and it definitely isn't instant. It requires a combination of both steady effort, the watering and the weeding, and time.
Section 5. 2 Daily Life Tips. Applying the Farm Lessons.
Yeah, we might not be literally planting seeds in a village in Rajasthan, but we're all trying to grow something, right? Whether it's a career, a skill, a relationship, or just a personal goal. So here are 2 simple, actionable tips you can apply right now, straight from the grandmother's wisdom. Number 1, have patience. Give your goals the time they actually need to develop. We've got to stop expecting overnight success. And number 2, do the maintenance work. Focus on the unglamorous daily watering and weeding. Stop constantly checking the mirror, the analytics dashboard, or the bank account for immediate results. Just focus on putting in the right inputs every single day.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to really chew on. Ask yourself honestly, what seed in your life needs more watering and less digging? Where you may be being the impatient child pulling up your own progress just to see if it's working yet. Let the roots grow, do the daily work, and in time, your harvest will absolutely bloom. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, and keep nurturing those seeds.